I found a quirky tag on YouTube from 2012. If you want to hear my answers to the 7 deadly sins tag, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, there is a tag called the 7 deadly sins. And I saw a number of videos. It's from 2012, but I cannot for the life of me figure out who created the tag. If you happen to know who created this tag, please leave me a comment. I would love to hear, and I would love to offer appropriate credit. Maybe back in 2012, it wasn't as big of a deal to credit someone with the creation of a tag, but it certainly is important to me to do so. So if you know the originator, again, please leave me a comment and I will give proper attribution. But in the meantime, let's get into it. It is called the 7 deadly sins tag, and it is associated with makeup, which is why I want to answer this tag today. Question number 1. The category for this deadly sin is greed. And the question is, what is your most inexpensive beauty item? And what is your most expensive beauty item? Most inexpensive beauty item. I'm going to say deluxe samples. You can get deluxe samples. You can get them free. You can get mascara. You can get skincare. You can get lipstick or lip gloss. What else? Liners. I always get the free Urban Decay Zero Deluxe Sample Liner. You get Makeup Forever Artist Pencil Liners. I even have one right here. So that is the full size that I received. I've used it a couple of times. So, I mean, this will last me years, and I didn't have to shell out a dime for it. So for me, these deluxe samples are the most inexpensive because I don't have to pay anything for them specifically. They come as a gift with purchase. And my most expensive, what was expensive as a single purchase, but the value was amazing. And it is my Urban Decay 20-year vault. I'll put the video for that vault right there. And it was 20 singles and 20 full-size liners as a set. And I got it when it was being cleared out by Sephora. And so it turned out to be $5 or $6 per shadow and $5 or $6 per liner. And that was an insane value to me, but the overall outlay was a couple $100. So, you know, it's a big purchase, but boy, I'm digging into that box virtually every single time I do my makeup. So the value is definitely there. And if I think of $200 and I would have been able to purchase retail 5 pencils at most and 5 singles at most, and that's even pushing it. That purchase was really, really great for me. Deadly sin number 2 is wrath, and the question is, what beauty products do you have a love-hate relationship with? What product has been the hardest to get? Okay. You know what? The beauty product I have a love-hate relationship with is Pat McGrath. I have trouble with the value proposition of her shadows. I don't like the packaging of the 6-pan palettes. Definitely don't like the packaging. I have to buy her stuff half off, otherwise I don't get it. Now, I'll make an exception for the special shades because I trust some YouTuber acquaintances of mine online, and apparently those special shades are special enough to be worth it, but I will have to see for myself. And the one for me that's been the hardest to get is the Mothership 5. I have been waiting, it's been I think 2 years now since it came out, and I'll put the release date on the screen. And I decided that for my upcoming birthday this fall, that that is the present to myself, because I have really wanted that palette badly for that long. And it contains a couple of colors that I know that I am a big, big fan of. And I love the artwork on the outside, and it is a palette, a kind of a weighted big palette that you can extract from the paper packaging on the outside, which I think will make me happier than the 6-pan palette situation. So yeah, so it's kind of interesting because my two answers for the wrath questions are both of the same brand, where I have a love-hate relationship with the brand. I hope that the Mothership 5 is everything that I'm hoping that it is, but I guess I will have to wait and see. Yeah, I have trouble with the packaging. I think the shadows are nice, but only at 50% off, or better. Sometimes I get better than 50% off. And I really hope that I have not made a mistake of selecting that palette as the palette for my birthday this fall. I guess I will have to wait and see. Number 3 is gluttony. And for gluttony, the question is, what are your most delicious beauty products? Let me count the ways. I'm going to bring out a few delectable delights. Hang on. It is so hard to choose, but I just selected a few items. One of them is the electric palette from Urban Decay, and I absolutely love the color story of this palette. So that is, if I could only keep 10 palettes, this one would have to make the cut. I was ecstatic for this set of colors from Certify, and this is the Affinity palette from my friend Steph. I absolutely love this color story, and it just looking at the individual mattes, it's an all matte palette, just brings me a lot of joy. And this palette, the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette, just everything about this palette is beautiful. And it smells wonderful, it looks gorgeous. I'm a big, big, big fan of the packaging, the layout, the colors they selected. Every single time I do a look with this palette and I use one of those metallic, just gorgeous colors on the inner to center lid, I get asked what I'm wearing, so it's a gorgeous palette. Next one, I'm just going to show you the outer packaging because it's a brand as opposed to a specific product. Anything from Cleona Cosmetics is gorgeous. It's art. The products are absolutely fabulous. I've done a ton of videos with their products and I never get tired of them. They're just that good. And I don't have the collection in a given palette. They're all over the place, and so I don't have any beautiful way of showing them to you right now. But really, everything from this brand is just gorgeous. And I like it so much. I have this design on as a background on my phone's screen. Yeah, I just love it. And a newly discovered brand for me that I just finished swatching, I'll put the swatches video right here, is Touch of Glam. And I just finished swatching these guys and just a few days ago, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. And I'm increasingly appreciating indie brands, and that is just one example of many indie brands that I have in my collection that I'm extremely grateful to have the opportunity to try and use on a regular basis. They're beautiful, just beautiful shadows. I'll stop right there but I could have been going on for, no joke, 2 hours. But that's just a sampling of items that just bring me joy, make me grateful that I have had a chance to try them, and make me want to play all the time. And you might kind of go, well, you know, she's got a neutral look right now. I don't usually have a neutral look. Just take a look at my thumbnails. You'll see all sorts of different eye looks. This is about as neutral as it gets. So yes, I guess you could call me quite the glutton when it comes to beauty products, especially eyeshadow. Yes, glutton I am. Moving on. Number 4 is sloth. What's the question for sloth? What beauty product do you neglect due to laziness? Do I neglect due to laziness? I think I'm going to say colorful liquid liners. Colorful liquid liners and colorful bases. So cream or putty eyeshadow bases, I would say I don't use. And I have to use more, and I have to get better at using them. And I think that's about it. I don't mind most of the steps in creating a makeup look, but I do know that I could take it up a notch if I used more of those cream bases. So for example, using a lime green base where I'm going to put a lime green shadow over top to just intensify the overall color, or using a black base before an eyeshadow to really make the eyeshadow pop, or conversely a white base to make a very bright eyeshadow pop. That I could definitely get better at. I think that's about it. I don't mind doing pretty much anything else. I don't tend to do cut creases and that kind of thing, although I can, and I enjoy it when I do. But yeah, bases would probably be it. I don't have a problem using toppers, powder toppers over top a given eyeshadow, for example, but for some reason, the cream underneath I don't do very often. I am at this point repeating myself, and I'm going to just move on. Number 5 is pride, and the question is, what beauty product gives you the most self-confidence? Well, I don't really need to wear foundation products, so that wouldn't be it. If I had to pick one beauty product, I would probably say mascara. And I'm going to say mascara because I think that if you have mascara on and lip gloss, or just even lip balm, you know, so your lips aren't dry, you look more put together, and your eyes are more brighter, and yeah. So if I could only walk out the door with one product, it would be mascara. And right after, maybe I can get away with it not being a beauty product, would be lip balm. Maybe I can just call that a lip treatment. But those two things make a big difference for me in how I'm feeling about whether I feel put together or not. Number 6 is lust, and the question is, what attributes do you find most attractive in the opposite sex? Well now, strength and a chiseled jaw. Let's say that. And I will admit, I like a full beard. I like a guy who can sport a full beard if he chooses to. I wouldn't ask somebody to do that, but I really appreciate that. I like it. Didn't like it as a teenager, but I like it now. It's a good thing my husband, that I like it, because my husband has definitely the ability of having a very, very full beard. So yeah, that chiseled jaw, hairy face, or ability to have a hairy face. So the 5 o'clock shadow, I like. Yeah, strength. But apart from physical attributes, character, I find also really attractive. Solid character. Yeah. And number 7 is envy. What is the question for envy? What items would you most like to receive as a gift? I'm not one who is big on receiving gifts. I like giving gifts, but I often try to give more my time or my attention or helping in some way. But if I really think about it, a gift, I'm guessing we're kind of talking about a material thing. I like swaps. I like receiving and giving makeup and skincare stuff. But again, I like it when it's an exchange, not so much just receiving. And I like it when it's a thoughtful gift of something. Somebody saw something and they think I could use it or need it, or they noticed I needed a replacement for something. I think, it's the thoughtfulness that is attractive to me more than what the gift is itself if I'm going to receive something. And an act is always, to me, more powerful than stuff, than an item. So I think it might be an anticlimactic answer, but it's true. And even for something like my birthday, I don't expect anything. And even at Christmas, my husband and I do not exchange gifts. So I guess I am giving you a very, very sucky answer for the category of envy. Oh well. You did hear about the Pat McGrath palette, and I think I just decided that it would be for my birthday this year, but I don't usually get myself anything for birthday, so I think it was a category of convenience more than anything else, and quite uncharacteristic of me, actually. Throughout the year, I just get what I need when I need it, or want when I want it, and that's pretty much it. So that's it. Those are my answers to the 7 questions for the 7 deadly sins. I hope you enjoyed my answers. If you have answers to any or all of the deadly sin questions, please leave me a comment below, and you can find all of the questions in the description box if you want a reminder. I would love to hear your comments. That would be fantastic, either to my answers or to offer your own answers to these questions. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.